Welcome to Sink or Swim Survivor Style. I'm Kirk. Marland couldn't make it with me this week, so I have a stand-in.
Yeah, I'm not going to make it with you next week either.
Oh, sorry.
I'm Marland. And we're
I'm
on
still
Sink or Swim. I was talking.
Go ahead.
Okay. Sink or Swim Survivor Style. Although he said that. It's like, okay.
Okay, thanks.
We're in our new impromptu studio. And
Dude, it's my daughter's playhouse. Ain't studio.
but it does give us some props. The cupcakes, the dog.
I have one. I baked this especially for you. In celebration of our new show.
Great. I made you a cake.
Thank you. I don't eat sweets.
Anyway, important things. Survivor. Talking about episode 6, aired March 23rd.
Wednesday. 2
Wednesday.
days ago.
Yeah, we're a little behind at times. Shout out to our boy Johnny Ridlin, another video blogger. He makes us laugh. Take a minute, find him here on YouTube, check him out.
That's pretty good stuff.
As far as this week, big events. Krista went home, and Matt just keeps knocking them down as fast as they come.
Stephanie's doing some scrambling. She knows her head's on the chopping block. She's trying to come up with some stuff. Everything's cool in Rob's camp.
Although most of what she's coming up with got handed to her by David. Hey, nice idea. You wanting to change who your allies are. A little late to do that, and you throw a bone to somebody who's as far out of the loop as she is. All you're doing is setting yourself apart from the group, making yourself look like a problem.
Yeah, she's not too well liked by the others, so for him to come up with trying to get her in to replace one of the other 6 I think it's going to be a problem. But
oh, absolutely, and go against a person who's he's clashing with. I mean, him and Sarita went at it a little bit, and of course, Sarita on the other side of it, people playing with their gut, playing with their emotion. Oh, I'd really get rid of David. Why? Because he peed in your Cheerios? Get over it. It's a game.
yeah, I don't care for her too much, but
Although, originally I cast her as Evil Lynn, and I thought she was really just going to be, mean, nasty, and smart, and really cutting through the game, and she's not showing me that. I mean, she's likable.
forget the rest.
Well, let's cover Robbie Rotten.
Yeah.
He's playing a good game.
Yeah, he's doing a pretty good job over Rob's camp. I mean, everything's pretty cool over there. Philip is not creating any more friends than he had before with his antics over there. Rob's seeing through it. Rob's going to kind of let him knit his own rope.
Although, I think Philip has figured out a few things. I mean, you see in a little bit of his side notes and stuff where he's talking, hey, I don't think people take me very well. I'm just trying to keep my mouth shut. I think he's learned a little bit that he's not being well received.
Well, that's true, but he's got to, if he makes his own bed, he's going to end up laying in it. So he's got to understand, same thing Russell did. He upset a lot of people, and it came back to bite him.
True.
And they're only going to put up with Philip as long as they have to, and then they'll get rid of him. And if that's not going to play into Philip's game.
And I'm looking forward to the next time they do go to tribal council. I mean, if Rob's serious about wanting to keep him, maybe to sit with him, maybe to shield him from a little more of the rest of the people in the game, the light's going to have to go on for somebody. Well, if it's not Philip, it's one of us.
Right.
So maybe that gets some people out from under Rob's broad shoulders there.
What'd you think about the challenge?
I think the physical challenges are really interesting. I think Probst outed, Grant's little secret. Hey, I'm an NFL player, and I don't think he told anybody. At least we hadn't seen any footage of him talking about playing in the NFL or being a serious athlete. And Jeff said right there, we're going to have the big matchup, the ex-Marine versus the NFL player. Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah, if I was Mike, I'd be upset that people knew I was a Marine. You meant he outed the other guy.
He was waiting for that. Could you tell he was waiting?
I didn't know he was gay. Oh, he's not gay?
I don't think he is. Doesn't matter if he is.
Different show.
And
Are you gay?
No. Are you?
I just wonder who was outed. That's heard the word outed.
I see. Now we're going to get commentary about the gay thing. But at least we'll get commentary because nobody's commenting. Hey, if you like us, if you don't like us, give us a little comment. We'd like to get a little feedback. Maybe we can do things a little better. Rob, excellent gameplay. I think he's doing some really good adaptation and shifting things around a bit. The little switcheroo last week with the, which note's really the clue to the idol. Keeping that on the down low. I liked it.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. He, I think he may have got himself into a little spot with Philip, with the, when they went on the reward challenge and him and Grant were going over the clue. Not that it really matters. I mean, it doesn't to Rob and Grant, but it might to Philip, and he may start stirring the pot because of it, create some issues, but
it may come back to bite them.
Yeah, it might. I don't think it's a big deal, though. I think Philip made more out of it than it was.
Well, I think if Rob threw out there, hey, we want to vote Philip off, everybody'd be okay with it.
Philip's got to understand that he's in an alliance with those two. They're not necessarily in an alliance with him. They just told him that.
Too true.
Because they're using him.
Of course, they pulled another win out and sent Zapatera back to Tribal Council, where, of course, Stephanie was the big target. David kind of threw himself under the bus, I think, a little bit, reaching out to her. Of course, she had no other strategy to play, so she took what he gave her. And but I think he put himself in a bad way with the rest of the tribe. I mean, when I say to you, trust isn't that important to me, winning is, and trust is your number one, how does that make you feel, Kirk?
It's not good. But, you got to have trust in the game. Well, at least most of them think you have to have trust in the game. But if that's the game you're playing, I think it's going to be a problem for him. I think he may have cut his own throat. But this week it didn't really matter. As we saw, Stephanie's gone. She's now going to take her chance at Redemption Island, and we'll see how that goes. I really don't have any issue with her going. I didn't care for her gameplay. I didn't think she really knew what she was doing. With Russell gone, she floundered. Not by my book, so.
I didn't think so either. And although, hey, she's there on Redemption Island, maybe she can follow what Matt does. Maybe that'll work for her.
She gets another chance. She comes back in. Like I said, it's a second chance, and she's going to have to make it work. If not, then she's not as good as she thought she was.
Yeah, it'll be a real letdown for Matt, though. Having, slayed the dragon. Russell. Yes. Sorry. That's another guy. But, he was 4 for 4, and if she shows up and beats him, let down.
Yeah, he's done a good job, And again, he got his second chance. He's making it work. If he doesn't, that's the way it goes. That's the dynamics of the game. So
now the real question with the Redemption Island is, when are they coming back? Is that person coming back for seat number 3 and going to Final Tribal, or is that person coming back sometime around merge time, and having to reintegrate into the game?
My guess is they would probably bring him back around merge. So they can get him, on the jury without any problems. I'm not sure how you would run a jury in Redemption Island, not knowing who's staying and who's going. So my guess is probably at the merge, but which shouldn't be too far away.
Yep. Or maybe this week a little tribe switch up. Next week's looking like Rob thinks he's in a hot seat. That could come from, a little tribe switcheroo. Could maybe.
I think he's smart enough, a good enough player to get through it. So I'm not too concerned.
Well, anyway, we're going to try to keep these short. That's me for the week. Marland?
I'm Kurt. We'll see you next week.
Kurt? Or
Kirk, as in captain.
Oh, okay. See you next week.
Doofus.